Though I feel like Zex Bingo Shinkyu. I remember all these guys from Chinese pubs. When I was in China, I played against these people. But I expect EHOME to win this game very fast. Not very fast, but to win convincingly, to be honest. How is it the first ban in their reserve time? Alright, Undying ban, straight up. So EHOME have first pick. They don't want to first pick the Undying. They want the Gyrocopter. So Tongfu bans the Gyrocopter because they know that any Chinese team would prefer to play the Gyrocopter first pick overall. Because it's a really good hero. How do you prepare the team for the grueling TI5 group stage?
10 seconds
Just
to go.
keep everyone on the same page.
5 seconds.
Did ROTK ever shout at you? No, I did never played against ROTK in an open tournament, like an open LAN or something. It was always like booths and stuff like that. And there's this okay manga called Naruto. Have you heard of it? Yes, I have read Naruto.
Radiant's
I'm sorry, I will have to turn down your marriage proposal.
Dyer's pick.
We did in Beijing. Oh yeah, the Red Bull land. But did we play against ROTK? I don't know if we did play against ROTK though. Played against Hao. That was funny. Is there a team secret victor in the game file? In the game files like Navi Empire. It will probably eventually, like once TI comes around, it will come.
10 seconds to go.
Okay, so next ban, Visage. So they don't want EHOME to first pick Visage into draw Visage strategy. And then Leshrac banned by EHOME. So they are afraid of Leshrac overall as a hero. Quap first pick for CTY. Interesting. So they expect Tongfu to go the Shadow Fiend. Yep, there's a Shadow Fiend Rubik. Okay, so Shadow Fiend Rubik seems like a very familiar opening. Seems that the Chinese have been drafting SF Rubik like this a lot. So EHOME would prefer to play Quap on Dire side too against the Shadow Fiend. They didn't want Tongfu to draft like SF Quap or something. I think that was the likely case just now.
To go. 5 seconds.
Wow, so EP have better odds than Old Boys to win? Are you serious? I would give Old Boys
Technical difficulties.
for sure. Holy shit, those 36 for Old Boys. That's like a steal right there. Because you can't underestimate Old Boys. They're all seasoned veterans. A lot of these questions about like my team are very personal. Like I prefer not to answer them because it's not something that information meant for the public, you know. Because team stuff is like very private overall. So I'd prefer not to go into details, but I will give like basic answers. Your top 3 supports. I think Dazzle is insanely strong right now. Or right now, Dazzle is pretty good hero. I think Wisp and Chen are probably the best ones though. EP have been wrecking. They have been wrecking. They're really good. No. I am not blinded by names. Maybe I am, but I still believe in Old Boys no matter what. Because they are still players I played against, and I know how powerful they can be as players. And if they're taking this seriously, they'll be really good. What's your opinion on Rubik like mid? Also tell Kuro he's my Rubik. Rubik mid is quite okay, but it's very underwhelming compared to like Quap and SF and stuff. So Earthshaker being picked up, they want to be able to roam the SF mid. Interesting. Both teams are actually taking a lot of time during their drafts. It's really interesting because normally you should be able to prepare ahead of time for these kind of games because you know who you're going to play against. You should already know what you want to do. So Clockwork and Darkseer. So Darkseer has been a really favorite pick by a lot of teams. I know the Chinese really enjoy playing it. We played it during Red Bull, and I think a lot of teams started playing it since then. Clockwork overall, probably the best offlaner to draft in these games too.
Reserve time.
Want to make predictions whether CTI will fail after early laning phase.
Radiant's ban.
I have faith in CTY. He was a friend when we were in China. I hope that he has learned a lot since those days. How much money are you dropping at TI5 Secret Shop? No clue.
Radiant's
How come Chinese teams don't pick Chen or Wisp? They just don't prefer it. They play Wisp tiny though.
Dyer's
But
pick.
it's just micro, and China is like, they just don't prefer that at all. They prefer the whole team fights thing. So Ember Spirit, it looks like it's gonna be an Ember Spirit safe lane who will just support the team. Interesting. I'm surprised that they drafted this Ember Spirit early, but maybe it's because there's this YJ guy, and I think he's an Ember Spirit player.
10 seconds to go.
Yes, being the coach of Team Secret
5
is fun.
seconds.
I like it. It's something new.
Reserve time. Radiant's pick.
He loves streamers that answer questions, like Kazai has the Q&A site or whatever. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. The Ask Me Anything thing or whatever. Is it normally practical to plan drafts out into the second ban stage prior to the draft, or does it get too unpredictable by then? I mean, anything is always unpredictable, but when you're in a tournament and when you're going to the later stages, people do become more predictable because they've already shown a lot of their cards. Raise your mic. Raise my mic. Let's see.
Dyer's pick.
My throat is just like really hurt. I feel like I've been yelling all day or something. Levels. Okay, it should be a little bit better, I think.
Radiant's ban.
Hello? Test, test, test. Is that better? Test.
Out like a kid in school.
Hello?
Dyer's ban.
So, I don't know what that hero is, because it's not showing up on my screen. Maybe it's Juggernaut? I think it's Juggernaut. So, Earthshaker, Shadow Shaman, Juggernaut, Disruptor. So I'm really surprised by...
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds.
Okay, good. So yeah, I think it's Juggernaut. But yeah, I'm really surprised by the Shadow Shaman pick. But maybe they drafted it because they knew that TongfuWZ was gonna go safe lane with Ember Spirit. Shadow Shaman is like a really risky hero to play, because if your opponent goes aggro against it, you can really feed hardcore with that hero. Yeah, so it is Juggernaut. It's some mod I have. I think it's like ruining this pick thing right here. So Spearbreaker last pick. I'm a big fan of that hero. I think with Spearbreaker and SF, this Quap should be pressured a lot, which means that Earthshaker is gonna have to move around to help the Quap quite a bit this game. And Spearbreaker overall is a really good hero in the offlane. I think he's quite nice against the Shadow Shaman as well. The biggest reason why I think they draft Shadow Shaman is for the push potential. They want the wards to be able to just take towers, because right now they only have like hero killers.
5 seconds.
Pugna, it's good. Another hero pushing hero. Another hero push. Tower pusher. Hero push. Another tower pusher hero. So they actually have really strong 5-man, and it's ROTK playing Pugna, so they're gonna do dual lanes: Pugna plus Shaker offlane, Shadow Shaman plus Juggernaut safe lane. Draw basic strat is definitely one of the best ones for sure in this version. It's very good.
10 seconds. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds. Places everyone.
Alright. So safe lane, Ember Spirit. Offlane Pugna, he's got a ward and boots. So DDC Shadow Shaman has boots as well. Interesting starting build from Lanham. No stats at all, just 4 clarities. It's a pretty good ward to watch people, and he placed it from the trees and he had boots, so the opponent does not know it's there. So once they start the laning stage, they're gonna have to watch out for this. Depending on how the offlaner plays, they will understand if the ward is here or not. But normally you put like sentries up here, which kind of suck. Okay, so EHOME do find that the Rubik placed the ward because they saw him run here and then go, and now they're all pinging that ward. This is why it's nice to place wards before your opponent, because you can see other people place wards and then you can counter it if need be. But right now, oh yeah, they do have sentry, so they gave a sentry to the Pugna. He's gonna counter that ward. Already EHOME are off to a great start.
And they're off.
So Quap Bounty Rune top, Shadow Fiend Bounty Rune bottom. Shadow Shaman gonna block mid lane, and Rubik is blocking mid, but he's got boots and his block is not good. Shadow Shaman I think made a much better block, so, and this block actually matters quite a lot, so this is really bad for the SF now, because the Quap can just keep it on himself and she can just last it everything. Yeah, he does have a race. He's gonna have to race for the first creep here. No. Oh, he does make it. Okay, it's just an animation error. So that Rubik not blocking good. It was it's gonna cost his SF his lane, top lane. They're gonna deal a lot of damage to the Spear Breaker, but it won't actually kill him. He has a flask up. I actually think he should have probably used this charge, just so he can get away from the spin. It's worth it to make the jugger spin and you use your charge and not have to waste your flask right away like that. For 100 mana, that's fine. We already have 4 mana. So Disruptor does get the sentry. I mean, does counter the ward. He guessed correctly, and so does the Pugna. Shaker, meanwhile, not really sure what he's doing. He can go mid lane because the Shadow Fiend is like in a bad position because of where the creep wave is at. Quap does go to level to Shadow Strike build. This is normally really nice against SF, and there it is. Oh, they did not get the block. That is really bad.
Looks like
They're gonna take some damage, but they will get. Okay, they will not get the kill. Instead, SF gets the first blood. Lanham, wow, that was not expected at all by Lanham. Like, he probably thought that Quap will come with him to get the last hit, but holy fuck. Alright, so Quap does get the return kill. SF kind of playing very
Radiant's mid tower.
cockily there. Wait, they actually have in-game casters? I don't know who they are. I wish I could get in-game. Okay, so charged onto the Quap. And a quick, fast kill. That was very interesting. I don't know how that actually happened. So he gets raised, and then he sees the Spear Breaker, but didn't actually blink right away. If he blinked, that would have been so good, because Spear Breaker would have wasted so much time there. So already some chaotic shit happening. I don't know how. And Pugna safe lane right now. He got changed up. Well, he went slight build. So he went slight, chained the Pugna, didn't get Flame Guard. Interesting. And it felt like maybe Disruptor could have brought him back, but there's no damage, and Ember doesn't really want to tank the creeps either there. So that's a game move. So Spearbreaker actually hits level 3 now because he got XP for killing mid. Quap going the double no build. I don't like that build at all. I think if he goes like Magic Wand, he can save a lot more gold and it's more efficient, but he just wants the extra damage, which I don't think is that big of a difference or something. Of course, if Earthshaker didn't miss his block on mid lane, and this game would be like completely different because Quap will kill him. SF has to return to the lane without a bottle, or I mean, he didn't have goals for TP, so someone else would have to buy him a TP. He wouldn't get the XP for killing Shaker. Then Spearbreaker won't have to charge mid because Quap is like still full health and stuff. So yeah. Why do Chinese teams value Ember Spear so highly? Because they really like playing Ember safe lane, and they think he's very good at early team fight, and late game he scales nicely too. So they play him with really high. They play him with really high mobility team fight Ember. So when people start engagements, they want to just TP the Ember Spirit. When there's like 4 heroes here or something, he just TPs in, casts his ult, goes in, and you can't really deal with the Ember Spirit because you have to waste so much just to kill his shield. He's a very strong early game team fighter, and China always likes to play the early game team fighting lineups. How do you get your skins? I don't know. Can you please raise the volume of in-game sounds? This is actually how I normally play Dota. I don't think it's healthy to increase the game more, but I can increase it a little bit. I think that should be okay. Or maybe it'll be too loud later. Oh, dark green is Juggernaut. I have a mod set. It doesn't actually work anymore, so apologies for that. How strong are hard carries in the meta? It all depends on what your lineup is, but hard carries are decent. The only issue is that you need to sort of support them in the beginning of the game, and right now supporting your carries is not like the biggest thing. In pubs though, it's very good. The hard carries can actually do a lot in this patch. Are these qualifiers played at LAN? Yep, they are. Only the China ones. Earth Spirit in competitive. I do not wish to speak about Earth Spirit in competitive because he's not in competitive. Don't have to worry about him. Hey FRL. Where's OB game? Right. OB game. It never started. Or what? What's happening? What is happening? Why does it only say a minute 33, but it's like 3 minutes in? This is way too weird. Actually, I have no idea why or what is happening right now. Okay, so Old Boys versus EP is to start in 3 minutes. Interesting. We're waiting for Old Boys PCs to be fixed. Oh, okay. Look at middle effigy of Tongfu. Skyrath Mage. I miss you, Windrunner. I can't look at it right now. That sucks. Henka. Ping Mu. I am a coach. I do what coach things. Coach things. Alright, they're about to start. Just like any other sport. The one I missed. Oh. God, fuck. Okay. Yeah. Zex bingo. So ROTK gonna get lifted up. Oh wow. He actually is gonna die there. Nice glimpse into the combo from Ember Spirit there. So another kill going TongfuWZ way. What is happening in this game actually? EHOME are just like going insane right now. So Shadowfiend is gonna walk there. Quap does not have his dagger up, but I mean blink up, but Spearbreaker are gonna fall. He actually missed because he used the third race instead of the second race. I think had he used second race and then first race, he could have killed him, but yeah. Quap still had a blink after that, so he was not afraid to die there or something. So quickly 2 kills going the way of EHOME. Shadowfiend only has 11 CS. He's not doing that well anymore, even though he did get like 2 kills pretty much. But lift into Spearbreaker, gonna get pushed back again. They do get the fissure off, and this Shadowfiend is gonna fall. So again, SF for Earthshaker. Not that good for TongfuWZ, because this SF is just like constantly dying and his TP is on cooldown, so he has to walk back to the lane. Hopefully there's stacks for him, but that's not the case. So interesting sentry placed. The ward is on the other side. DDC TP'd away, got some XP for killing the SF, that's good. I'm not sure this sentry does anything. Like, nobody places wards from Radiant side here or here, and this barely sees here, so they're gonna go check if there's a ward there or what. No. So Perna's going top. They're gonna go for the tower push on top lane with 4 heroes right away. They want to pressure this. Juggernaut has ultimate, so if TongfuWZ do decide to go top, they're always afraid of the Juggernaut ultimate really owning them. That's a pretty big deal.
Radiant's top tower's hurting.
Quap also went to the top side to maybe try and see if they would come top and they would take a big fight, get kills and tower, but TongfuWZ understand that there's a ward behind the tower. This tower push is like really slow, so they're getting quite a bit out of this. Ember Spirit, his bottle is just not on him right now, or else he might try to attempt to TP top and go for a fight. But the fact that he doesn't have a bottle, which means that he doesn't have his wand either, and he needs those items. So I can get all the spells off. So this tower push is actually really slow. I'm surprised that EHOME is investing so much time into it. Because meanwhile TongfuWZ is just like farming up on the other lanes and stuff. Of course SF isn't doing so well, but it's still better for them. So Ember Spirit gonna TP in, and he's gonna get a counter kill on the Quap because the Quap did blink in to go for the kill on the Shadowfiend, and this is much better for TongfuWZ. Because Ember and Disruptor got the XP. Disruptor also got like 540 gold, which is really big deal for support. And they also have some nice stacks going actually. So Earthshaker gonna come here, place a ward somewhere. Oh, interesting. So he does see the Disruptor, but they can't actually go and steal the stack. Shadowfiend will do it first before EHOME can even get there, I think. EHOME's heroes are not the best at dealing with stacks. Quap would have to like nuke it 3 times. Actually, that's what he plans to do now. That's why he TP to the bot lane. He wants to push out the lane and maybe go for the stack with the Earthshaker. Because actually the stack is quite important. And they did have another 3 stack, at least. That's nice.
Radiant's bottom towers.
So I'm guessing this is gonna be like a treads into mech build by SF. But I do prefer a Midas build actually in this game. Especially since he's like pretty far behind. I think he can do quite a lot for them. Because Ember can actually fight well and even without the mech. Alright, so they will just do it before anything happens. Let me see his player perspective. Nope, I don't see a Midas. So Pona is going for a mech. So smoking into the opponent jungle, they wanted to do the stack maybe, but they see that it's already done because the ward was already there and SF is just gonna die again. So he is going for the mech. Oh, nice disruptor ult, and Jugger is just gonna die. Earthshaker gets charged. Ooh, nice ult to the Pugna. And Quap, he actually blinked in for this. He can die. But the Ember is going for the Shaker, so that won't be the case. And Quap is just gonna kill the Rubik instead. That's actually really unfortunate, like bad communication, because the Ember chased the Earth Spirit. If he just turned onto the Quap who blinked on them, he could actually kill him. Because it's got phase boots and Quap daggers. I mean, blink is such long cooldown. So chainmail for the mech. CTY, stop running. Let me bottle you. Really interested to see what item he wants. Aghanims? Holy shit. Alright, so he wants to go the tanky build, but I'm not sure Aghanims is that good
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
in this game. I guess he can deal extra damage through the Ember shield, but still quite questionable.
Dire's top tower, you know the drill. Trouble brewing at Radiant's bottom tower.
The other game is up. I'll just watch this one. It's fine. The other game actually took way too long, probably to start. So, so they did find the word. That's pretty cool that he actually found this word. Not a lot of people tend to put sentries here, but this sentry actually finds quite a bit of words against pro teams because they want to play sneaky words normally. So Shadow Fiend is pretty close to mech, and once he does have mech, it's gonna be much more difficult to pick him off and stuff. But Ember Spit is actually creating a lot of space for his team because 4 people TP top, and Shadow Shaman has to TP himself back to base, which means all this side of the map is like for TongFu to do whatever the hell they want. And they're baiting the rune. Nice play by TongFu. This was actually really good play. They saw that the Quap TP top and he's obviously gonna go for the rune right away. Like, the thing about CTY is his plays are, he plays very aggressively, so it's easy to predict what he wants to do because he wants to be very efficient with everything, which means going for every single rune, even if like they might be there or something. He's not the safe kind of player. So that's a really big kill. And then they get the mech, pressure in mid lane. And TongFu is actually doing super good. Because they're like freaking pressuring all this side of the map. And EHOME are the ones who I feel like should be taking down towers and whatnot right now. But that's not the case. I know how EHOME got their kills, but I feel like TongFu's kills have been a bit more clever. So Disruptor 30 seconds on his spell. He's actually quite farmed. Earn and mana boots on him. I would like to see an Aghanims maybe. If he can potentially build one in this game, it could be really good. So no TP on Ember to defend for bottom lane though. So they're gonna sack bottom for sure. Now the question is, what will EHOME do next? Will they keep going with the Pugna, or will they go back to defend? RTK is already running back, so it looks like a defense. Since he doesn't have a TP. So Buckler bot is the smoke. I actually like the smoke too, because now they can go bottom and do something. But they probably expect something like that, especially with the ward seeing the Spearbreaker charging. So insta hex, nice ult coming from Disruptor, but they are not inside the kinetic field, so it's gonna walk off.
Radiant's bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
So yeah, they wasted the Disruptor out. They don't really want to fight anymore. Nice fissure from the Rubik. They should really disengage this because they don't have any spells whatsoever. And Rubik is just gonna feed himself there. Yeah, that was pretty bad. After the fissure, they could have just ran off, but Spearbreaker like charged in for some reason. It was not a good charge because he already used his ult as well. Now Shadow Shaman will drop his wards. I feel like it was much better if they actually just went for the tier 2, but then again, Shadow Shaman does have wards, and if they drop wards on bottom, it's hard to take this tower while EHOME defend and wards are still hitting the bottom tier 2. So all of a sudden EHOME making a nice play. They're gonna gain an extra tier 2 tower, one or tier 2 tower more than Tongfu, which is quite nice. Tower score 3-1 for EHOME. Why have none of the teams adapted to the Blink Heals SF? Blink Heals SF is more like a... I think only Sumail really does the Blink Heals SF nowadays. But most of the other teams go for the Mech SF. I think the Mech SF is much more team oriented and is probably more powerful as well. I personally prefer to see the Mech SF in any team game. But you can go Mech Heals Blink too. That's fine as well. And this is what he will go. He will go the Yos now. So CTY actually has Aghanims, which is quite nice. He's really farmed. Hero very tanky as well, so he probably won't instantly die to a Disruptor ultimate. If he does get caught out, Earthshaker can help him with Fissure and buy him enough time to be able to get out with the amount of health that he has. But I'm sure he's still gonna need a BKB in this game. So they're actually baiting the Ancients for someone to come. Oh, here it is. Pugna ROTK will be the one to run in first and just die. So I'm not even gonna cast a Fissure there to try and maybe salvage something. They will just back off and feed off the Pugna. Smoke for a Pugna, probably not the greatest trade. Maybe they were looking for a Quap or something and they would just ult on the top of the Quap, but yeah. Unfortunate for Tongfu. So it's gonna have a Blade Mail. That's nice. I personally do like the Blade Mail because I think like there's a lot of damage you can forcefully deal through Blade Mail. Like Earthshaker, Quap, Pugna all do AoE damage and they can't help it but hit the Blade Mail target nonetheless. So smoke, interesting smoke because they could have a ward right here and they would see them. But just a smoke small distance to throw down wards in Roshan. So in case they did see, they would think that maybe they're gonna go gank someone in the jungle. So there's also that thought. That's why they did the smoke such small distance and just went in for the rush right away. They don't want them to contest. They would just want this guaranteed gold and Aegis without taking a fight. which I feel they would get anyway because Ember Spirit is top lane and split pushing. And now here comes the fine manning of EHOME. They don't have Shadow Shaman words, which is a thing, but I guess they feel still strong enough with the Aegis that they can just go for the towers and just keep pressuring up. So Spearbreaker is probably going to charge from behind. He wants a different angle. If he goes from the front, then that's where Earthshaker is looking for the charges to come from, so he's just going to fissure them off. But if he comes from this angle, then it could be really good for them, because he won't expect that. But now you're just walking through a ward, so they will see when he does charge. Actually, this is the main reason why they just went in. Oh, and he's going to use himself. That was a really nice play. He dodged the fissure and the Juggernaut ultimate. And he's still alive. He's going to get his ult off too. Oh, wow. But Quap goes in for the ultimate. Juggernaut does not have the Aegis, so if he does die here, it's really bad. But nice Shackle to stop the Spearbreaker from getting the ult off. And that healing ward was actually doing so much work. Oh, Rubik gonna get a double kill, and Quap is the only one left alive. Actually, Rubik got like so much gold for that fight, I think.
Radiant's mid towers get banged up.
So pretty much the Aegis is the only thing left alive throughout that whole fight. I actually liked quite a bit, but I would like to see this fight once more. So that's a bug on the fissure right now. So, wow, that was such a nice use. If he instantly died, then that fight was completely lost, and the Disruptor ult came. And Rubik actually did steal the Omni Slash and used it too. So yeah, this healing ward is just chilling in the back, constantly healing this Juggernaut. And that's actually the main reason why they couldn't kill him right away. But yeah, Rubik bobbed back and went in. It wasn't actually that bad for TongfuWZ. The only problem is that they didn't take the Aegis, so EHOME can go once again with the Aegis. And Quap got a lot of AoE gold from that because he lived through the entire fight. Yeah, I missed the fight recap. But now I know why the Rubik didn't have that much gold, because when you buy back now, even the reliable gold you gain is reduced. So even though he bought back and got some kills, he didn't get that much gold. Nice hex into Omni Slash. That's a lot of damage. They can only be running away now. The Disruptor's dead. Quap wants to use up his Aegis, so he has mana to use ult. That's pretty good. Shadow Shaman gonna fall. That Quap ult though. So they're just gonna go high ground and deal some damage. So yeah, he did see that the Shadow Fiend attack. That's why he was able to get that Quap ult off right there. They deal some tier 3 damage and then run off. Nicely played by EHOME. This time around, Shadow Fiend didn't get Yules off on Juggernaut ultimate and stuff, so EHOME did fight with the Juggernaut ult, and that time it did a lot of damage. Oh my god, it's bugged. Alright, there we go. So Ember's pretty close to his Battle Fury, but it's still pretty late though, 23 minutes or whatever. But the Battle Fury does help quite a bit for Ember Spirit. And BKB already purchased on Quap. Damn, CTY is like extremely farmed in this game. He's got a lot of good spells off and has been fighting really well. Yeah, I think EHOME are in very good shape right now. Of course, the Ember Spirit, who has Battle Fury, can probably do something. He's actually going Shadow Blade. He's not even getting, not Shadow Blade. Yeah, Glimmer Cape. He's not getting Blink first. That's actually quite interesting. No, you're just gonna Glimmer the hero that gets the Disruptor ulted, pretty much. It's a pretty good item against Disruptor. Nice carrier snipe, but he did get Battle Fury first. Pugna Force Mech, 870 health. Holy shit. He actually just needs one item that gives him HP. Maybe like an Ogre Club. He goes BKB in this game, he'll be a freaking boss. This hero BKB is really good. There's a lot of magical damage coming out from Tongfu. And they have a gem. Okay, so Shadow Shaman bought a gem after Dagger. That's nice. So EHOME going the full objective based item build. Mech, Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, Gem. Those are the items. Too bad their heroes don't really synergize well with Vlad's, and none of them. Actually, Cop can buy an AC, but Void Stone makes me think he's buying Hex or Refresher. He has nothing showing. Juggernaut is going Scotty. So the Ember was trying to do some cheeky moves and disappear, but he got stun locked. Shadow Shaman into Earthshaker. Threw down the ultimate too. I guess there's that one thing where, because the co-op doesn't have Orchid, Ember feels like he's much more safe to do things, but actually he shouldn't be, because there's a Shadow Shaman with Dagger. So maybe that's pretty good too, why when like the co-op without the Orchid is making the Ember be able to play more aggressively, but at the same time it's actually causing him to die, because he's forgetting about the fact that this hero can catch people and he can catch him. Because normally I'm sure if it was a pub and he was playing as a co-op, he has Orchids, he's not going to make those kind of moves no matter what anyway, because he knows that he would just end up dying to the Queen of Pain. So SF gonna have BKB. Disrupt there. You got a cloak. Looks like he's also gonna go for a Glimmer Cape now. It's gonna be really nice against EHOME, especially against like Juggernaut and stuff. Should be a really good item, I think. So they want to go for smoke, but there is a ward up here scouring them out. Right, it was out of the range, so they're gonna go for the Roshan. Tongfu don't want to give another Aegis for sure. So Lanam, actually this is a gem, but they have no reveal for him. It's actually really bad, because now they're going to lose a Spear Breaker right away, and the co-op with BKB, they have nothing for him. Rubik with Omni Slash, not going to deal that much damage at all. Nice, now I can just chase after the Spear Breaker, but they have nothing for that. So had they had a Sentry or something and they killed this Earthshaker, it would have been so good, because they would take the gem, and I don't think EHOME would want to actually fight into it if Earthshaker would die instantly. But because they have no sentries, they actually couldn't do shit. That's why he buys sentry, guys. Actually, Rubik had dust. I wonder why he didn't use it. I will watch. No, he did not have dust. Where the fuck did he get dust from? Oh, he bought dust after he died. Haha, they're probably like flaming him. Like, guys, supports, please buy sentry, buy dust, buy reveal. Typical support game gets flamed for not carrying sentries or dust, buys it right after death. Be like, okay, I have it now. It's really unfortunate because actually that would have turned the whole game probably. Depending on how EHOME reacted to the death of the Earthshaker. Because, yep. So this time they put the Aegis on the Juggernaut, not the Quap. They know that the Juggernaut needs to be in the front lines pushing the tower. So you always want the hero who's in the front lines with the Aegis. So Aegis pops, Quap still has BKB on, does some damage. SF Yod himself got salt off, but he's still dead. They get a kill on the Shadow Shaman, which is quite nice. They don't get the Raxus either, but it is really low. They're gonna ulti the Spearbreaker while it TPs out. That's pretty good. They can just go and finish the Rax right now. But the Ember Spirit is like, he doesn't have much mana left. That's what sucks for the Ember. Oh, that's a nice buyback from Spearbreaker if they can do anything with it. But his Blade Mail not gonna get a lot of damage reduced. I mean, damage returned. He's just gonna die again. I think if Ember had a bit more mana in that fight, they could have actually did really well. But he ran out of mana. He couldn't use lights anymore. So that sucks for him. So they do lose the first set of Rex, but I don't want to say anything because I know how games with Ember Spirits go. They can turn really fast. But TongfuWZ do have a lot of, I mean, EHOME do have like a lot of HP on their heroes. They're not really easy to kill at all. So Hex is bought on Quap, yes. Perseverance. Likely chance it's a refresher. He wants to be able to refresh his BKB. Double BKB, double Sonic Wave Hex is insanely good. He does have a small problem that he only has one mana item, which is the Hex, but I guess the refresher does give you a lot of mana regen. So Glimmer Cape, the Shadow Shaman. He actually takes like no damage when he's Glimmer Cape under the Shutdrought. Ooh, nice Hex. Yeah, this is actually a terrifying game for Ember Spirit because he always has to fear these double hexes now. He can't just do as he wish. Which means with that one death, his farm has pretty much been stopped. And where the what the hell? Where did he come from? Oh, he was just hiding there. Daytime came and it's like, oh guys, this is Raptor here. Oh, that's pretty funny. So they're gonna go top racks. No. Easy tower. No glyph available for them. So he bought the Aghanims instead of the BKB. That's okay too, because all he needs is actually some HP on the Pugna anyway. He can just start healing Jugger if he wants as well.
The Radiant lost the top tower. The furs flying at Radiant's top rags.
Shadow Fiend, BKB, won't be able to get his ult off. They do kill the ward, but doesn't matter. Buildings are all dead. Hexed. I think Juggernaut's about to ult. I feel like he should have maybe went for the Ember Spirit there instead of the Disruptor, because Disruptor already uses spells. Oh, big Echo though. Nice. GG. I'd say that was a pretty clean game by EHOME. They played really well. I mean, early game was freaking weird because they like fed the Shadow Fiend and then Quap died and weird shit happened, but EHOME just had better calls as a team and they just came through with just calls purely. And I think their heroes were really nice. I'm not a big fan of Ember Spirit in these kind of lineups because Ember against Pugna, Juggernaut, Quap, like all these heroes are like really nice against Ember Spirit. Alright, back to Old Boys versus EP.